Hi, I'm Lou. Another episode of My Car Story. I'm here with Hank Bernbaum. Good to see you.
Lou?
And we have a great car for you today, one of Hank's cars that he's had since '98, but what year is it?
It's actually a 1997 Porsche Turbo S. It's the 993, last air-cooled. They only made 164 of these, roughly, I guess.
Let me grab the camera. So 160 plus cars of this one. What drew you to this car? Just the uniqueness, or?
You know, in that it was the last and supposedly the best of the air-cooled Porsche 911s that were ever produced. Limited production. To me, it was a car that, when it came out, it was, for all practical purposes, that era's supercar. It was 426 horsepower.
Wow.
Did 0 to 60 in, I guess, right around 4 seconds. Topped end close to 190 miles an hour. So for that era, it was a very, very high performance car.
Unbelievable stats. Come on back and let's take a look at it. Come on back with me, Hank. And there you go. I'm going to take one step back just to give you a little more of the front of that and let you see what that looks like coming right at you. Now, Hank, share with me the spoiler that we're looking at, the front spoiler. That's unique to this car.
Right, there are a number of parts.
Show me those.
So Porsche, for the Turbo S, even though it's such a limited production car, the front diffuser
thank you.
Was made specifically for this car. The wheels on this car were different. They did make 1,200 Porsche twin turbos with a 3.6 liter engine in both 1996 and 1997. But the Turbo S had unique wheels. It had different brakes, a different front diffuser, a different rear wing. And the interior had quite a number of special parts that were only available for this particular production run.
I'm just focusing in on the Turbo S there, and you could see the rotors there with the holes in them, and beautiful mirror there. Well,
yeah, the
sculpted.
mirrors were specific to this car as well.
And you're sharing this vent here.
Yeah, so the regular twin turbo of that era did not have these air intakes in the rear fenders. Only the Turbo S did.
Let me show and a unique tail spoiler on that too, and you can see your hand through there. And let me show this from the back.
The exhaust system was specific to this car, and this car is 100% factory original. I haven't done a thing. I didn't chip it, didn't change the exhaust, suspension. It is right like the day it came out of the showroom. Those are some of my favorites. Just the way, like you said, it came from the showroom. That interesting little bumperettes there, and the Turbo S. Want to just show this side to people as well and get the overall package of that. Let them take that in. Let's take a look under the Well, here, take a look inside here.
please.
So in the Turbo S, you were able to order, and not too many people did, color matching fiberglass bucket seats. And this was an option, and I was surprised that of the Turbo S's I've seen, very few of them had that feature.
Let's see that.
And then you have all this original carbon fiber on the dashboard, on the doors. And what else is kind of neat is all of the little trim pieces, the speakers, the knobs on the dashboard, they're all trimmed out in leather. So as opposed to being plastic pieces, they're all leather covered.
Leather covered, which makes it unique. You know, everything's so computer oriented.
Oh, this car is totally analog.
Then we're gonna look over your shoulder when you start it, just so we can see that.
This has one other rather interesting feature.
Let's take a look. Our viewers and myself, we like interesting features.
So
oh yeah.
there is a carbon fiber shock tower brace. And again, that was an option.
So this one has all the options.
This car was spec'd out, I think, is about as complete as you could get it.
That is great. I love the silver, really looks well. Let's, I want to grab the inside of that door, just some of the detail there. The manufacturing information. And before we start it, let's open the engine compartment. You know, one other thing I noticed, going back to what you said, this all looks like leather here. Really, this is leather too.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's great. Okay. So let's take the overall look and kind of dive in. We've got that. And we'll take our time on those. All the emission information you could see. And then that, and then just from the engine standpoint, this is really what you could see in there. Thankfully, you could still see a little engine.
Yeah. Well, the old air-cooled Porsche 911s, you didn't see a whole lot of the engine.
Yeah, you still see some engine.
In the 918, you don't see any engine.
Yeah, right. There is no engine to see. Can we keep that open when we start her up?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So I want to look over your shoulder to see the analog, and then I want to come back and just kind of see it all spin, and we'll get a little exhaust now. Okay, great. Hank, jump in and start it. I want to look over your shoulder and see what everything does when you turn it on, please. One other thing that I noticed too, to give you all of the weights. All right, so Porsche key goes in on the left.
That'll go off.
That sounds good. Let me get back there for a second. That's nice. All right, hey, hard not to smile when you rev it up a little bit. That sounds good. All right, let's shut her down. Hey, come on out. Such a treat, right? I mean, just enjoy a car like this and take the time on a day like this to just hang out and just talk cars.
I love talking cars.
Yeah.
I love this car in particular. I think this car is, you know, they'll never ever make another air-cooled Porsche 911. So having a car, not only is an air-cooled Porsche 911, but to have a car such as this, to me, I feel very fortunate.
It's a real treat. Hey, thanks again for letting us share some of your cars with you.
My pleasure.
Thanks for being on My Car Story.